Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopikanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jai Mudire. बोलो श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की जय।
जय
बोलो श्रीमद् भागवतम की
जय।
जय। कृष्ण आनंद जी।
हरे कृष्णा।
सेकंड वापस शेयर करता हूँ। एक हरे कृष्ण अनिल जी, आपको अभी स्क्रीन पे वो दिख रहा है ना?
हाँ दिख रहा है।
हरे कृष्णा तरुण।
हरे कृष्णा गजेंद्र, हरे कृष्णा अनिल जी।
हरे कृष्णा तरुण जी।
एक मिनट, आज मेरे पास थोड़ा एक ही स्क्रीन है, so I'm just adjusting it a bit.
अलग लोकेशन पे हो गया गजेंद्र?
हाँ, I'm traveling actually.
हाँ, लग रहा है बैकग्राउंड आपका अलग है।
या ठीक है, कोई नहीं, शुरू करते हैं हम लोग। या सो कल हम लोग ने वी स्टार्टेड रीडिंग chapter 5, अध्याय 5th of 6th स्कंद, right? And this is about, as we know, Maharaj Daksh wants to expand the universe, and so he does tapasya for Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu gives him the appearance, and then we saw how Maharaj Daksh glorifies Lord Vishnu. And then Lord Vishnu gives Maharaj Daksh blessings, okay, so that he can increase the population. And then Maharaj Daksh gets 10,000 sons, yeah. And then all these 10,000 sons, Maharaj Daksh also wants them to expand the population, and then send them for tapasya. And when those 10,000 sons are doing the tapasya, Narad Muni unko dekhte hain, and then Narad Muni is then coming and giving them a transcendental message that why are you engaged in this material world and increasing the material world population? This is not going to help you. You should actually work on going back to Godhead. So what we are reading right now is what Narad Muni is giving the message to all these 10,000 sons of Maharaj Dakṣa. Yeah. So I think we read this yesterday on the Shlok 10th. Says we have the the Haryasvas. The Haryasvas, that's what the 10,000 sons of Narad Muni of Maharaj Dakṣa were called, right? They were called Haryasvas. So the Haryasvas understood the meaning of Narad's words as follows. Because Narad Muni said something, and then they understood like the word bhu, the earth, refers to the field of activities. The material body, which is a result of the living being's actions, is his field of activities. And it gives him false designations. Since time immemorial, he has received various types of material bodies, which are the roots of bondage to the material world. If one foolishly engages in the temporary fruitive activities and does not look forward the cessation of this bondage, what will be the benefit of his actions? Yeah. What this basically means is that everyone has been getting all these different types of material bodies based on one's actions, one's karmas, right? And this body gives the false designation to us. So if the whole time is spent, right, in just the materialistic advancement, yeah, then what is the benefit of those karmas? Because you will be foolishly, continuingly engaged in this materialistic world, and you will not be able to go back to Godhead. This is what the meaning which all the sons of Maharaj Dakṣa are extracting from Narad Muni's message. Yeah. And so we'll continue to read this. Anilji?
एक एवेश्वरस्तु यो भगवान् स्वाश्रयः परः तमद्रष्ट्वा भवं पुंसः किं सत्कर्मभिर्भवेत्. Narad Muni had said that there is a kingdom where there is only one male. The Haryasvas realized the purport of this statement. The only enjoyer is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who observes everything, everywhere. He is full of six opulences and fully independent of everyone else. He is never subject to the three modes of material nature, for he is always transcendental to this material creation. If the members of human society do not understand him supreme through their advancement in knowledge and activities, but simply work very hard like cats and dogs all day and night for temporary happiness, what will be the benefit of their activities? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So what the message is, there is a Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. Yeah. And he's, of course, as we have read again and again, he's beyond the modes of this material nature. Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun, he's beyond that. He's beyond the materialistic world. And he's saying that if the members of human society don't understand him, right, if they don't advance in knowledge and activities, yeah, but just work very hard like cats and dogs all day and night for temporary happiness, sorry, yeah, then what will be the benefit of those activities? We will just continue working like this. Is what sons of Maharaj Dakṣa now thinking as meaning of Narad Muni. Tarun?
Woman nevitti yad gatva bila swargam gato yata pratyag dhamavida iha kim asat karmabhir bhavet. Narad Muni had described that there is a bila or hole from which, having entered, one does not return. The Haryasvas understood the meaning of this allegory. Hardly once has a person who has entered the lower planetary system called Patal, been seen to return. Similarly, if one enters the Vaikuntha Dham, Pratagnya Dham, he does not return to this material world If there is such a place from which, having gone, one does not return to the miserable material condition of life, what is the use of jumping like monkeys in the temporary material world and not seeing or understanding that place? What will be the profit? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ajay.
Hare Krishna. Nana Rupatmano Buddhi Swaraniv Gunanvanta Tanishtha Magat Se Kim Satkarma Bhi Bharvet. Narad Muni had described a woman who is a professional prostitute. The Haryasvas understood the identity of the woman. This woman, mixed with the mode of passion, the unsteady intelligence of every living entity, is like a prostitute who changes dresses just to attract one's attention. If one fully engages in temporary fruitive activities, not understanding how this is taking place, what does he actually gain? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tat sang bhranshite shraya sansarantam kubharyavata tatadira buddhashyeya kim satkarma bhi bhavet. Narad Muni had also spoken of a man who is the husband of the prostitute. The Haryasvas understood this as follows. If one becomes the husband of a prostitute, he loses all independence. Similarly, if a living entity has polluted intelligence, he prolongs his materialistic life. Frustrated by material nature, he must follow the movements of the intelligence, which brings various conditions of happiness and distress. If one performs fruitive activities under such conditions, what will be the benefit? Hare Krishna, Sachin.
Hare Krishna. Shushka Pyaya Karim Mayam Vela Kulanta Vegitam Matsya Tama Vigyasya Kima Satkarma Bibhar Ved. Narad Muni had said that there is a river flowing in both directions. The Haryasvas understood the purport of this statement. A material nature functions in two ways, by creation and dissolution. Thus, the river of material nature flows both ways. A living entity who unknowingly falls in this river is submerged in its waves, and since the current is swifter near the banks of the river, he is unable to get out. What will be the benefit of performing fruitive activities in that river of Maya? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So who is thinking like this? Who is thinking on this?
The sons of Dakṣa.
Right, yeah, the sons of Maharaj Dakṣa, who went to do tapasya, really to expand the population, is what Maharaj Dakṣa was asking them to do. But then Narad Muni came and gave them the message, right? So Narad Muni spoke, and then each sentence of Narad Muni is what is being explained here. Like this is how the Haryasvas understood what Narad Muni's message, right? So, and one of the statement which Narad Muni made is that there is a river flowing in both directions. And that means, yeah, is that material nature functions in two ways. One is creation and dissolution. And if you are engaged in this, you are not able to get out, then what is the benefit of performing all these fruitive activities in that river of Maya? Yeah, that's how sons of Maharaj Daksh are understanding Narad Muni's message. Anilji?
Panchavinshati Tattvanam Purushadbhuta Darpanaha Adhyatma Mam Buddhasyeha Kima Satkarma Bhirvaveta. Narad Muni had said that there is a house made of 25 elements. The Haryashvas understood this analogy. The Supreme Lord is the reservoir of the 25 elements, and as the Supreme Being, the conductor of cause and effect. He causes their manifestation. If one engages in temporary fruitive activities, not knowing the Supreme Person, who benefits will he derive? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Narad Muni also said there is a house made of 25 elements, right? So as we know, these are temporary body with the soul, right? We have all these 25 elements. We read about those again and again, right? Like 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, 5 Indriya Vishaya, Suksham Sharir. So like that, there are 25 elements. But all those comes from the Supreme Personality of Godhead anyways. So if we don't try to understand that Supreme Person from which everything has happened, right? The cause and effect, what is the benefit of doing any kind of tapasya or whatever, Maharaj Dakṣa's sons were doing, yeah? Tarun?
Eshwaram Shastram Urtsujya Bandha Moksha Sanurdarsanam Vivikta Padam Ajneya Kim Asad Karmabhir Bhavet. Narad Muni had spoken of a swan. That swan is explained in these words. The Vedic literatures, Shastras, vividly describe how to understand the Supreme Lord, the source of all material and spiritual energy. Indeed, they elaborately explain these two energies. The swan, Hamsa, is one who discriminates between matter and spirit, who accepts the essence of everything, and who explains the meaning, the means of bondage, and the means of liberation. The words of scriptures consist of variegated vibrations. If a foolish rascal leaves aside the study of these Shastras to engage in temporary activities, what will be the result? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So basically, Narad Muni is advising sons of Maharaj Dakṣa to really start getting into the spiritual advancement and be devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? Ajay?
काल चक्रम भ्रमित तीक्ष्णम सर्व निष्कर्ष यज् जगत स्वतंत्र बुद्धस्य किम सत्कर्म भवेत्. Narad Muni had spoken of a physical object made of sharp blades and thunderbolts. The Haryasvas understood this allegory as follows. Eternal time moves very sharply, as if it's made of razors and thunderbolts. Uninterrupted and fully independent, it drives the activities of the entire world. If one does not try to study the eternal element of time, what benefit can he derive from performing temporary material activities? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So what is interesting to know is that, if you go back and look at the shlok of Narad Muni, there are just a couple of shloks and he had all these words, right? All these sentences. And each sentence has special significance and meaning, and which is what sons of Maharaj Dakṣa understood. Right? So like he just made a statement that physical object made of sharp blades and thunderbolts, and he was referring to the eternal time. Right? Sachin?
Astrasya Pituradesham Yona Veda Nivartakam Katham Tadanurupaya Guna Visram Bhupu Kramit. Narad Muni had asked how one could ignorantly defy one's own father. The Haryasvas understood the meaning of this question. One must accept the original instructions of the Shastra According to Vedic civilization, one is offered a sacred thread as a sign of second birth. One takes his second birth by dint of having received instructions in the Shastra from a bona fide spiritual master. Therefore, Shastra, scripture, is the real father. All the Shastras instruct that one should end his material way of life. If one does not know the purpose of father's orders, the Shastras, he is ignorant. The words of a material father who endeavors to engage his son in material activities are not the real instructions of the father. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So Narad Muni basically said, the real father is the Shastras. Because here, Maharaj Dakṣa is asking his sons to really get engaged into the materialistic activities and expand the population. And here Narad Muni is saying that, like really, if one does not know the purpose of the father's orders, the Shastras is ignorant, and the material father who endeavors to engage his son in material activities are not the real instructions of the father, because they were following the orders of the father. So that's why Narad Muni is saying that the real father is the Shastras and not the materialistic father, right? Iti vyasita rajan haryasva ekchetasah prayayustam parikramya bandhananam nivartanam. Sukdev Goswami continued, my dear king, after hearing the instructions of Narad, the Haryasvas, the sons of Prajāpati Dakṣa, were firmly convinced. They all believed in his instructions and reached the same conclusion. Having accepted him as their spiritual master, they circumambulated that great sage and followed the path by which one never returns to the world. Yeah. So they heard, they heard Narad Muni, and all the sons, 10,000 sons, were firmly convinced that what Narad Muni is saying is the one, right? Ek chet sahe. And then, so they took him as a spiritual master. Then parikramya, yeah, as a spiritual master, they circumambulated him and then follow the path where one never returns to this world. Yeah, that's the devotional service, total surrender and devotional service to Lord Shri Krishna is what they followed. Actually, nice. So let's read this. Anilji.
One should endeavor to return home, back to Godhead. This is the perfection of life. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 8.16, Abrahama bhuvanal lokaha punar avartino Arjuna mam upetya tu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death takes place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna himself has said, right, that a Brahma Bhuvanal Loka, right, like Brahma Lok to the Patal Lok, right? We know there are 14 loks, right? All the loks, there has to be birth and death. Yeah. So saying that all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, the spiritual planet, right? Mam upetyatu konteya, right? He's telling Arjun, right? Mam upetyatu konteya, punar janam na vidyate. Once you attain me, my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again. Yeah. No punar janam. That's what Sri Lord Sri Krishna himself has mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Okay.
पर ब्रह्माणि निर्भात ऋषिकेश पदाम्बुजे अखंडम चित्तमावेश्य लोकान Nanu Charan Muni. The 7 musical notes Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, and Ni are used in musical instruments, but originally they come from Samved. The great sage Nārada vibrates sounds describing the pastime of Supreme Lord. By such transcendental vibrations such as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, he fixes his mind at the lotus feet of the Lord. Thus he directly perceives Rishikesh, the master of the senses. After delivering the Haryasvas, Narad Muni continued traveling throughout the planetary system, his mind always fixed at the lotus feet of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so this is Narad Muni. Yeah, Narad Muni's mind is always, Narad Muni's mind is always fixed at the lotus feet of the Lord. Yeah, and he, of course, yeah, his Veena says Rishikesh. Rishikesh is, yeah, one who is master of the senses, is what Rishikesh means. Yeah, that's what Lord Shri Krishna is. And Rishikesh Pada Ambuje, right? His lotus feet is where Narad Muni is always focused. And so, he delivered all the Haryasvas, and then he continued traveling throughout the other planetary system. As we know, Narad Muni could travel in the entire planetary system any point in time. Yeah, and we of course know, even Lord Sri Krishna has again and again said, Sarva Dharman Paritajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshya Shami Masuche. Yeah, always think of me and become my devotee. Worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Yeah, aham tvam sarva papebhyo. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. Yeah. Tarun?
Nasham Nisamya Putranam Naradak Chila Salinam Anvatapayate Ka Sochan Supra Jaswatam Sukham Padam Sucham Padam. The Harshasya Vyas was the sons of Prajāpati Dakṣa were very well behaved, cultured sons, but unfortunately, because of the instructions of Narad Muni, they deviated from the order of their father. When Dakṣa heard this news, which was brought to him by Narad Muni, he began to lament. Although he was the father of such good sons, he had lost them all. Certainly, this was lamentable. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, so Prajapati Daksh, when he heard that they deviated from the order of their father, right? All the Maharaj Daksha's sons, they deviated, they didn't want. What was the order of the father? What was the order of Prajapati Daksh to their sons?
Procreation.
Yeah, progeny, yeah, procreation, expand the population. But then when Narad Muni told them that what is the use of all these materialistic activities, they dedicated themselves to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And with Narad Muni being the spiritual guru, they went back to Godhead. And when Daksh heard this news, he was, of course, not very happy about this. Sachin?
स भूयः पाञ्चजन्याय मजेन परिसान्त्वितः पुत्रा Putran Jana Yadyakshaha Savala Shwansa Hasrinaha. When Prajapati Daksha was lamenting for his lost children, Lord Brahma pacified him with instructions, and thereafter Daksha begot 1,000 more children in the womb of his wife, Panchajani. This time his sons were known as Savala Shwasa. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So first 10,000 children are known as Haryasu. Yeah. And then he started lamenting. So then Lord Brahma pacified him. Yeah. And then after that consolation, Maharaj Daksh begot 1,000 more children. Yeah. As we know, like Panchajani is the wife who was given to him by, Lord, was presented to him by Lord Vishnu himself, right? Because Maharaj Daksh was really into this expanding the population mode, right? And so the next 1,000 sons of Maharaj Daksh are known as Savlasu. Yeah, yeah, Savlasu. Okay, and actually a nice paper. Let's read this. Ajay.
Prajapati Daksh was so named because he was very expert in begetting children. The word Daksh means expert. First, he begot the 1,000 children in the womb of his wife, and when the children were lost, when they returned home back to Godhead, he begot another set of children known as Savalaksh. Savalaksh was. Prajapati Daksha is very expert in begetting children, and Narad Muni is very expert in delivering all the conditioned souls back home, back to Godhead. Therefore, the materialistic experts do not agree with the spiritual expert Narad Muni, but this does not mean that Narad Muni will give up his engagement of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna.
Anilji?
Shall I continue reading?
Yeah, you can read. Yeah.
Te cha pitra samadishta prajasarge dhritvata Narayan Saro Jagmuryatra Siddha Swapurvaja. In accordance with their father's order to beget children, the second group of sons also went to Narayan Saras, the same place where their brothers had previously attained perfection by following the instructions of Narad. Undertaking great vows of austerity, this Savalashvas remained at the holy place. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So again, Maharaj Daksh ordered 1,000 sons, and they also went to the Narayan Sar. Yeah, Narayan Sar. And that's a very holy place. Yeah. Anilji?
Yeah. तदुपस्पर्शनादेव विनिर्धूतमलाशयाः जपन्तो ब्रह्म परमं ते पुस्तत्र महत्तपः. At Narayana Saras, the second group of sons performed penances in the same way as the first. They bathed in the holy water, and by its touch all the dirty material desires in their hearts were cleansed away. They murmured mantras beginning with the Onkar and underwent a severe course of austerities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Japanto Brahma Paramam Te Pustatra Mahattapa. Yeah. Mahattapa. Right? Tapa means underwent a severe course of austerities. Yeah. Sachin?
Abhakshaha Kiti Chinmasan Kiti Chidvayu Bhojanaha Aradhayana Mantra Mima Mabhya Syanta. idaspatim Om Namo Narayanaaya Purushaya Mahatmane Vishuddha Sattva Dhishanayaya Mahahansaya Dhimahi. For a few months, the sons of Prajāpati Dakṣa drank only water and ate only air, thus undergoing great austerities. They recited their mantra, "Let us offer our respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always situated in his transcendental abode. Since he is the Supreme Person, Paramahamsa, let us offer our respectful obeisances unto him." Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. So the Prajāpati Daksha's son drank only water. Yeah. Only on jal they stayed. And they had the mantras. Yeah. Which is Om Namo Narayanaya Purushaya Mahatmane Vishuddha Sattva Dhishnaya Mahahansaya Dhimahi. Yeah. So they were, let us offer our respectful obeisances unto Narayan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always situated in his transcendental abode. Since he is the Supreme Person, Paramhans, let us offer our respectful obeisances unto him. Yeah. Tarun?
Iti tan api Rajendra Praja Sarga Dhiyo Munihi Upetya Nārada Praha Vake Vacha Kutani Purvavat. O King Parikshit, Nārada Muni approached these sons of Prajāpati Dakṣa, who were engaged in tapasya to beget children, and spoke enigmatic words to them just as he had spoken to their elder brothers. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, yeah. So like Nārada Muni had approached the previous 10,000 sons, right, who came there to do tapasya to beget children, and Nārada Muni told them, like, what is the use of getting children, right? You need to really go back to Godhead. And then they did. So then Maharaj Daksh had another 1,000 sons, and they are doing tapasya, and their also goal of the order of Maharaj Daksh is to beget the children. But then they were also doing this tapasya, and then Nārada Muni approached them as well. And then Nārada Muni, yeah, he also spoke enigmatic words to them, just as he had spoken to their elder brothers. So I think we'll pause here, and then we'll read further what Nārada Muni's instructions to the next 1,000 sons of Prajāpati Daksha. Yeah. So let's pause here. And yesterday we have been
We can't hear you.
Can you hear me still?
Now we can hear
Now
you.
we can hear you.
You're able to hear me, right? Oh, mute. Sorry. Oh, you're able to hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. I'm working with one screen today as traveling, so just 1 second. Let me share the screen. We have been hearing this RT, live RT from Mayapur, so we'll just continue that today. Very beautiful darshan of Radha Madhav in Mayapur ISKCON temple. So let's we'll hear it for 5 minutes. Yeah.
Madhava Radhe Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Nishingadev, 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 Jaya Nishingadev. Jaya Nishingadev, 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 Jaya Nishingadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Panchatattva, 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 Jaya Panchatattva.
Towards a dream, towards the future.
Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada,
All right. So now it's a nice extensive arti, Shringar Arti at Mayapur temple. ISKCON Mayapur temple. It's very nice. So cool. And we'll see you tomorrow again, 9:30 p.m. Yeah?
Hare
Hare
Krishna, everyone.
Hare
Good night.
Krishna.